Hello, this is Arunava Chaudhuri and you are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. The All India Football Federation on Saturday evening held a virtual meeting of the Executive Committee to discuss how it would take forward, and I quote, to approve the Federation's request for quotation or RFQ process for selecting an agency to manage and award the rights to monetize AIFF's commercial properties for a limited term. Meaning that, first of all, the commercial rights which have been in the master rights agreement with FSDL Reliance, those rights would be put out into the market, and the focus, of course, is in regard to the Indian Super League to say, hey, we need to find a commercial partner, and also then, of course, selling sponsorship, selling the commercial rights, and then, of course, the broadcast. The Supreme Court had cleared that approach, and the Supreme Court then had said Nageshwar Rao, who was looking into the draft All India Football Federation constitution, would be chairing that committee, that what the AIFF called the Bid Evaluation Committee, the BEC, and that would also contain one or two more people in the committee. The first one is Kalyan Chaubey as the AIFF president, while the Asian Football Confederation has nominated Kesavaran Muru Gasu, who's a member of the Audit and Compliance Committee of the AFC. So that's how that's been put together. And also the AIFF's MRA task force, which had been created in April earlier this year, that is also reactivated, and that will evaluate the recommendations of the so-called professional services firm, which in an ideal case scenario would be one of the big four. And that would then be put forward, scrutinized, and hopefully we have someone who comes forward, puts up the money, and then the whole season can move forward. Because there's a tough timeline, because the AIFF has now stated in that release that from October 25th to November 22nd, the Super Cup would be held in what they called a phased manner. Because, there are India matches in November, and of course also Mohun Bagan Supergiant and FC Goa will be playing AFC Champions League 2 matches. So all of these things come together, and now it will be interesting to see how quickly that tendering process can be started. Ideally, there would be a tender out, a formal tender by September 15th. There's a timeline of 7 days, so to say, to get that in place, in my opinion. And then a month up to October 15th to then finalize whoever is going to win the bid, get the bid, and take this forward. And all of this is happening in parallel to hopefully what the Supreme Court does with the constitution of the All India Football Federation, which again should be hopefully coming out in the next 7 to 10 days. Things are moving forward, and what can be heard is some clubs have started preparations. Some club will restart their training in the next 7 to 10 days. Things are looking better than they would have been a few weeks ago. But again, we are still in a very fluid situation and we'll have to wait and watch. But the next steps are taken. Now the tender can be worked on, and then we'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think on this bid evaluation committee that has been set up in regard to the commercial tender for the AIFF? How do we take this forward? Write down your comments below. And as always, like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com, and I'll be back very soon. So Arunava Chaudhuri signing off. Bye for now.